Hey, happy Sunday, guys. A little bit of information on how to maybe develop your own way of getting in shape. Somebody asked me the other day, he said, if you got to do this all on your own and you didn't have a coach, you didn't have CrossFit Winslow as a gym, maybe just a basic gym membership, and you've been doing 10 years of the same routine and kind of getting the same results, what would you do to try to really progress in the next 3 months? How could you see results? And I came up with an answer after thinking about it a little bit, is that my mind goes to, it's not that you're not training consistently, it's that the framework that you've applied to how you're doing your workouts needs to be fixed. So I came up with kind of a simple framework that should give structure, a little bit of direction, and instead of just grinding through the same thing you've always been doing and not seeing results. And so I want to talk about real quick what that framework looks like and how I would approach it myself. So number one is that you want to come up with clarity, or maybe what I call it is outcome clarity. I don't want you to start with a goal like get fit. I need you to start with a vision. What does a successful 90 days look like for you? It's got to be deeply personal. Do you want to feel stronger in all your lifts, more confident? Do you want to look better in the mirror? You want to feel fine taking your shirt off at a pull, or maybe you just want to stop your energy from crashing you, knocking you out at 3 p.m. every single day. You need to define very clearly what you want that outcome is before you can move towards it, right? And then number two, and this is where it's going to get the hardest, I think, or one of the hardest steps, is you need to process or come up with an honest audit on what you've been doing, right? Look at what you've been doing for the last 3, 6 months. Maybe it's 5 years if you've been pretty consistent, right? What is your training like? What's your nutrition like? How are we sleeping? What stress levels are we dealing with? These are kind of the big four, and I need you to be real and look in the mirror at yourself and find out here's what's really working, and then maybe identify what's just habit at this point or something you've fallen into that you're comfortable with. And I think that most people that are doing things consistently are choosing the wrong things to focus on, or perhaps not being honest with themselves, right? Now, step 3, big deal here. I want you to leverage what matters most, right? You're gonna pick 2 to 3 big things that you can commit to daily and weekly and maybe even monthly. You're gonna train with intent towards that. You're gonna hit a real protein target on your food, and you're gonna clean up your sleep. If you use those 3 things, more than likely, that's what I'm thinking for myself as I would approach it. Simplicity is gonna win. Simplicity is actually always gonna win when life gets busy. Now, step 4, big deal again, structure out your week. I want you to design a repeatable rhythm that works for you, right? Which days am I training? When do I do my meal prep? Am I making sure that I'm ordering smart food if I'm going out to eat a lot if my job demands that, right? Also, how are we recovering, right? Are you planning around your work, your kids, any travel needs? These are all things to think about. And I think it's important too to not get caught up in, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's got to be realistic that fits into your life that you can consistently do. And then step 5, you're going to review and refine every 2 weeks. If you've been stagnant over the last 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, you're not really seeing improvements in the gym, you're not really feeling any better than you were, right? I want you to check in. Every 2 weeks, you should be seeing improvement somewhere, right? You should be able to identify what's working, what's slipping, what am I not doing well? And you can make small adjustments and then check in the next 2 weeks and you double down on what's doing the right thing. That's how we create momentum, guys. That's how it sticks, right? That's the 5 simple steps. That's the framework that you can adjust. I'll post this underneath this too, so if you're a reader, you can read. It's simple, not easy, but if you follow it and you stay honest with yourself, I think it could really reshape the next 90 days of your life in a way that maybe the last 10 years couldn't even touch, right? Have a great Sunday, guys.